Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the day one highlights video for Team India at the FIDE Online Chess Olympiad 2020 that is being played on chess.com. So, Team India has fielded its strongest team, the top 12 players of the country in their respective categories, and headed by Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand, the five-time world champion, is leading the bag. But our captain for this event is Grandmaster Vidit Gujarati, India number two, and he'll be leading our charge and handling all the responsibilities there. India has also fielded their top female players, Grandmaster Koneru Hampi and Harika, as well as several other strong players in the junior categories as well. So we have 12 players, as you can see on the screen, and it is a great opportunity that we feel like all of them got a game and proved their mettle. We had a great start on day one, like almost scoring about 14 wins out of 18 games, and we just lost the one game, and even that was due to a technical error that was like even that position was winning for India. So we'll be having a quick look at all the three results, and just I'll give you a quick insights into some of the games that were probably missed that you guys must have seen on Samaya stream that had almost like 29,000 people watching at one point. So let's quickly jump into our national champion Arvind's game in the first round against Zimbabwe, and he was playing the number two on their team. So let's check that out quickly as Arvind had won an exchange um, in the opening, and then in this position where Black had just played Rook D7, Arvind found a very cute tactic that forced matters and gave him a completely winning position. So we had the amazing move Rook takes E6 check, Bishop E6, and now Queen check. And if the King moves up, Arvind picks up the Queen, so the Rook has to go back. Then he takes, and now he gets his last piece, that is a sleeping piece, into the game with Rook E1. White is threatening check, and basically Black is just totally lost. And look at the Queen on H8. I mean, there's one question how it got there, but you can check out the games. The link will be provided in the description. So here you can see Arvind very nicely chomped up the pawns, and he's threatening moves on every. He's threatening mates on every move. Like even Rook E8 is a threat now. And after H5, he grabs everything. And again, that's the sign of a really good chess player that Arvind could have won the queen by giving a check with Rook H1, but he goes for checkmate here. He plays Queen F7, threatening checkmate. King H6. Again, he has the option of giving a check and picking up the queen, but can you find the move that he played to force checkmate? You can have a pause. You can pause the video and come back. And yeah, so Arvind played the amazing move, stopping King G5 by playing F4. And it's just basically a forced mate in one, like whatever you do, doesn't matter. And yes, G6 Rook H1 was made, and that's how game one ended in India's favor. So now we can go to game two, that is between Harika and a Vietnamese player. So in that game, we can see that Harika playing the white pieces had a decent position after the opening, but she's quite better, but it's not yet winning. But you can see in the next five moves, she forces resignation. So after knight f3, bishop e6, knight e5, threatening the rook, and a fork. Black gives up her bishop, and I wouldn't like to trade that bishop on, especially on this long diagonal. But here, in this seemingly innocuous position, Black blundered. Black played the horrible move Queen d3. Now you may think, hey, none of Black's pieces are under attack, or White can't capture like anything except I think Bishop c6. But Harika found an amazing move that traps Black's queen. Can you find that out? And yes, if you found the brilliant but elegant simple move, bishop to d4, then you're right, because there's no queen, because the bishop is cutting the file, and now Her Majesty is in trouble. And I think white is threatening to win the queen in multiple ways. Oh, sorry, just the one way, by rook c3. And yes, after knight c7, rook c3, the queen was trapped. Rook a2 was like a last throw of the dice, but after rook d3, rook b2, bishop b2, Harika would have been a rook up, and her opponent resigned. And now coming back to our third round. Also, by the way, in game two, Nihal Sarin was an amazing surprise because he was quite. He had a very bad position in the opening, but he provided the swindle of the day. That is covered by Niranjan in our game of the way in our game of the day video. So in round three, let's quickly jump to round three now. And in round three, we have in another Indian superstar, Grandmaster Pentala Hari Krishna, who played, and he simply blew his opponent Yakuboev off the board. So here you can see both kings have castled on opposite wings. So basically, this is a war type situation. So you've got to open up files, which I think Hari did pretty nicely with c5. After knight b5, you can see there is no stopping for Hari. He just quickly mounts on the offensive and finishes off his opponent. Queen b7, king c2, he drags the king out because black is gonna come up with all the firepower on these two files. And you can see when your opponent's king is stuck in the center, Hari Krishna does what one has to do: blow open the center, get those files open for your heavy pieces so that they can infiltrate. Queen a2, e4. Now if white takes, then black gets his knight into the game, so he couldn't. And you can see every move of Hari Krishna is with a threat. There is no staying back. It's like a boxer. You don't give your opponent a chance to save himself. There's like punch after punch by Hari Krishna. So even your rook b5 is a threat. Takes again, no backing down. Even if the queen was under attack, there is no submissive move like queen b7 or queen b6. Hari is on the offensive, always getting in, putting the pieces out. Rook b5, and now if you take this piece, black just takes rook c5 and he's much better. So Yakuboev tries bishop b5, but again Hari doesn't go for the normal recapture. He has done his tactics and more. And queen f3 check, hitting the rook. So king e1 is not possible also because black has rook e8. White goes king c2, bishop d4, getting another piece, and even there might be some ideas of pinning the uh, queen and the king here. Queen a3 was played, but again, this one was a retreating move, but again, it has multiple threats. Rook a8 is coming, rook c8 is coming, queen b5 is of course threatened, and Yakuboev thought for a bit, but couldn't like quite come up with anything because kings, it's such a difficult position. And after king b1, queen e4 check. If you go rook c2, queen into h1 is hanging, and if you move the king anywhere on the a file, just black goes rook a8 when picks up the queen. And this helped India score a thumping victory over Uzbekistan. So we'll quickly also check in with the results. So you can also see the day results on the bar that's going down. So here we can see in round one, India beat Zimbabwe by 6-0. In round two, India beat Vietnam by 4-2, thanks to the thumping win of Nihal Sarin. And in round three, India beat Uzbekistan 5.5 halves, which was almost going to be 6-0, but Vishy Anand managed to misplay the ending at the very end. So you can see all the 12 players go to play at least one game. Remember, we have 3 more games on Saturday and the last 3 games on Sunday. We'll be covering all of the games on chess.com here. So today you can see Anand played 1, drew 1. With it, our captain scored 1.5 on 2. Humpy, our woman power, really led the day and scored an amazing score. You can see Humpy and Harika and Nihal also they're coming in with all scoring 2-on-2. Then Divya lost a game as I spoke earlier. That was because of the internet connection issue, but she was completely winning in that game as well. Then Hare Krishna, was playing from Prague, had his place in Czech Republic, won one game and then drew the game which we just saw. And then Chidambaram's game also we saw, which he won quite easily. Bhakti won a very simple game, where Shali won a game, but that was quite a hard fought game there. Pragnanda, our little superstar, had another easy day at the office. And lastly, Vantika, who played the final game against Uzbekistan, also had a pretty nice win. And yes, we had a great start. 14 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss for Team India out of their 18 games so far at the Olympiad. And day 2 is coming right in. India is going to be playing 3 more crucial opponents. But most importantly, on the last day, on day 3, the last game is between India and China. So let's quickly check in with the standings that are very important. So as you can see, the standings, India is placed in Pool A. So it's very important to finish first in the group, because the team that finishes first qualifies directly to the quarterfinals, while the team that finishes second and third head into a preliminary round for the quarterfinals. So basically, if your team finishes first, you're seeded and you have a rest of one additional day. So the second column that you can see, that is 6, 6, 4, 2, 2, and so on, are the match points. So if you win a match, you get 2 points, and if you draw a match, you get 1 point. So India has won all 3 of its games. So 3 into 2 is 6 points, and the tab or the column on the third column is basically the game points, that how we calculated the points of all the players combined. So 14 wins, 3 draws equals to 14 plus 1.5, that is 15.5. And India is leading China by 2 game points currently. And then we have Germany also, who have a pretty strong team with several strong GMs. But guys, China is going to be our main competitors in this pool, at least. And we really have to have that healthy game point advantage. And also, of course, yeah, qualifying is our main goal into the playoffs, but a quarterfinals a seeded berth by finishing first would be very nice. So that's it from me. I'll be covering the day 2 highlights as well for you guys, and we hope to see you there. Do check out our streams that Samay was covering, Adivan is covering on day 2, and we'll have several more guest stars for day 3 as well. And plus, you can head to our social media channels. Links are in the description, and please show your support to Team India with #IndiaOP. Let's go.